Keith, right, on this show, just a couple of months ago, with yourself, with Andy Newport, Scott McDermott, we had legitimate debates. Is this the worst Rangers team of all time? As we sit here now, they've won 4 Premiership games in a row.
I don't think anybody said of all time. I don't think even I'm old enough to make that
No,
judgment.
maybe not all. In our, I think you said it was the worst team since the late 80s.
I thought it was the least talented group of Rangers players since the early 80s, since pre-Souness.
They've won 4 in a row. They're 3 points off the top. They're unbeaten in 5 league games against Celtic. And by the way, I agreed with you. But were we a bit harsh?
No,
Okay.
we weren't. You can only judge with your eyes and what your eyes are telling you. And I was talking about Rangers teams back then that still had people like Davy Cooper in it and, Bobby Russell and these. They were top players. They would walk into that starting 11 even now. Well, obviously not.
No point.
But the point being, Rangers have been a ragtag bunch all season. The Russell Martin thing was a complete and utter disaster. What was it? They went 8 games at the start of the season without a win or something. I mean,
one in the first 8.
It was atrocious, absolutely an atrocious summer transfer window. The funny thing is that under Danny Rohl, and this is what a good coach does. A good coach takes players and improves them. You're seeing improvements now, not just in the team setup, they look far more secure at the back, but you are seeing individual improvements. Nico Raskin was already a really good player. You know what I think of Nico Raskin. It was only a matter of time until he started operating and performing again. He's clearly enjoying himself. Connor Barron has come on leaps and bounds. And yes, Big Chermiti, although everybody's giving him stick, and although I'm still to be convinced that he should have been anywhere near an £8 million or £10 million transfer fee, whatever it ends up being for Rangers, he is starting to show signs. That's because of the work that's going on in the training ground. He's getting a bit of confidence about him. And yes, Rangers are improving. They're certainly improving, but they're still miles off it in terms of when you consider the Rangers teams that you've seen win titles previously. When you look at the players, you think back to the teams like Barry Ferguson, your George Alberts, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst.
They would batter this Rangers team.
It's a different world. But Rangers are where they are right now. They're in a league that is open in terms of the second half of the season. And they've worked really hard, and great credit to them and to the manager for getting themselves into a position that they can now be in contention in the second half of the season. But I still contend, Dan, that in order for them to turn being competitive into being triumphant in this title race, they need quality, and they need quality tomorrow, yesterday. And they need to improve about 3 or 4 starting positions. And if they can do that and bring in a real increase in quality, then they won't be the least talented Rangers side that you've seen since the 19th. And they might have a real proper tilt at the title in the second half of the campaign. And also, listen, I think that point there about set pieces, and that's, again, credit to the coaching staff. They have appointed a new guy for that. I think there's some Rangers fans out there who are gloating about the fact they're now calling themselves Set Piece FC. But listen, these are all, look at what Arsenal have done down south. It's such an important part of the game.
Aye, definitely.
I think the Boffins say something like 30% of goals are scored from set piece situations. So if you can work on that and put the hours in on the training ground and perfect it, then you're going to give yourself a hell of a chance. Hearts have done it, and look what it's done to them at the start of the season. And Rangers are greatly improved because of that additional threat. Manny Fernandez, there's another one. A guy that looked completely lost. But with work and coaching on the training ground, he's starting to look more and more comfortable, and he's a hell of an asset in the opposition penalty box. That's for sure. If you can get the delivery right, he's almost impossible to stop. So I think that's him get 5 goals now. Who's to say he can end up in double figures before the end of the season if he stays in the team?
You never know, eh?